We continued along the Guida Highway until we got to Walgett. Walgett was a reasonable sized town. They had IGAs and butchers, also hardware and takeaways, hairdressers, the whole lot. So you'd be able to stock up on your way through this town. They also had a toilet dump station and you could fill up with potable water. Walgett has some really good street art and it's all done by John Murray, who's got his gallery out at Lightning Ridge, which we went and saw last year while we were out that way. He really does some spec work. Also, we stopped and had a look at the silo, which is one of my favourite things to do. And poor Pete, I made him go out to the statue so we can get a photo with the Fairland statue. Continuing on the Kamilaroi Highway, we stopped for lunch at Brewarrina. Brewarrina is a small town in northwestern New South Wales, situated on the banks of the Barwon River. It lies approximately 96 kilometres east of Bourke. The town holds profound cultural significance as the site of the Aboriginal fish traps, an ancient and sophisticated system of dry stone walls and holding ponds believed to be over 4,000 years old. Now, these traps are attributed to the Nginga people and are among the oldest known human-made structures globally. Brewarrina's rich Aboriginal heritage, coupled with its historic architecture, offers a unique glimpse into Australia's enduring Indigenous history. Some sculptures in the park. How good is that horse? It's all done out of horseshoes. Look at that. And then you've got the eagle on its nest. And that goanna, that's really awesome. Look at that. Very cool indeed. Bourke, gateway to the real outback. We decided to go into town and we came across Oxley Street, which is lined with several notable heritage buildings that reflect the town's rich history. They looked absolutely fantastic and seemed to be quite well preserved. Also in Oxley Street was the IGA, and a couple of streets either side was the bakery and the butchers. We also wandered down and found the wharf that was down there. That was really great to go and have a look at. And here we are on the edge of the Darling River. And plenty of corellas. Very pretty. Apparently just a week ago, this was completely underwater. The water was overflowing and you could apparently see it touching the green grass over there. You can see where some of the trees have been washed down the river. And that was only a week ago, so that water's receded very, very quickly. This is back at Bourke Information Centre. And they've got a toilet dump station and you can water up there as well. And outside the information centre is a Dance of the Echidnas. This is good. It's got a list of things that you can do while you're here in Bourke. And see the back of Bourke History Cemetery where Fred Hollows is resting. These are all the expeditions and the people who explored this region. This section here tells all about the Darling River. It's a really interesting read. Water from the artesian basin. In the heart of Bourke stands the town's water tower, which is a tribute to Percy Hobson, who was the first Indigenous Australian to win a gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in 1962 with a high jump of 6 feet 11 inches. And this is the historic Loch and Weir, and this is the Darling River here. This is the road into Mays Bend campsite. It's a free camp, and the bitumen goes probably for a couple of K. And after a few K, the road turns into an unsealed road. And it's actually quite good. It's wide enough. Wouldn't come down here on a wet day though. As you can see, the track changes colour. Oops. But it's still very accessible down to this point. So unfortunately, we're not able to get all the way down to the river with the car and caravan. We've got this great big mud puddle here. Apparently someone did it last week and they got through, but why wreck the track? And the locals are not very happy about that person doing it. So it just wrecks it for everybody. They'll end up closing stuff like this, and no one will be able to camp down here when people carry on like turkeys. And this was the track on the other side of the tree. People have been trying to get through both of these tracks, and they're just been pulled out, even just before someone got pulled out. I thought I'd give you an aerial shot of Mays Bend since we couldn't get down to the very end, and also tell you a little bit about it. It's located approximately 10 kilometres north of Bourke along the Brewarrina Road, which is off Mitchell Highway, and Mays Bend is a serene riverside campsite on the Darling River. It's ideal for self-contained campers, and it offers ample space for tents, caravans and camper trailers. There are no on-site facilities, so campers should be fully self-sufficient. And the access is via an unsealed road, which can be challenging in wet conditions. What makes Mays Bend special is you can camp right next to the Darling River on dry weather with views of the water and heaps of gum trees around. And you'll often spot emus, kangaroos, pelicans and other native birds. And at night time, the outback sky puts on a spectacular show in the evenings, making it ideal for photos. I thought I would run through what's at Mays Bend Campground. There's absolutely nothing there, no amenities. So you've got free camping, you must be self-contained only. You can have caravans and RVs, camper trailers and tents. They are non-powered sites. You do get Telstra reception and it is pet friendly. Wiki camps say you can go swimming in the creek. I wouldn't personally. You can fish, and campfires, I say, are a must. And other services nearby, there's the IGA store and there's pubs and bistro. There's fuel stations, butchers, laundromat, a bakery, and you can get drinking water and do the toilet dump station, which is at the information centre, the Bourke Information Centre, and there are also pharmacies in town. We travelled along the Gwydir Highway until we met up with the Castle Ridge Highway. We stopped at Walgett for about an hour and had a look around and saw the silos and everything. We then turned on to the Camilleri Highway, and this is where we stopped at Brewarrina. That's where we had lunch and we saw the 4,000-year-old fish traps. We then continued along the Camilleri Highway until we got to Bourke. Then we turned on to the Mitchell Highway, and this is where we camped at Mays Bend, around about this area here. So that was north of Bourke in that area. So this whole trip here, it took us 5.5 hours, but we did have the stop at Brewarrina and Walgett for a few hours each. And the trip was 300 kilometres. It was all sealed road and it was very good road to drive on. Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Travelling Trooper. Please like and subscribe if you want to keep following us.